Gemini, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid-November 2022. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could test out the energy and see what's going on for the lovely Geminis. I hope you're all fabulous, my friends. Shuffle it up, my gods. Talk to me. What do we got? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full tarot reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. What's up with Gemini, please? Very interested to see how your reading goes this week after the last couple. Okay, we have this Empress figure. Wow. So she's been showing up for a few different signs this week. This is a good omen. It's a good sign to start us off. But we're going to want to peel back the layers on that. Before we do, though, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the November subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But into the reading, enough of the promo. Have a little look here at this card. You see that beautiful woman? She's sitting in the midst of the woods, surrounded by the beauties of nature. There's different animals all around her. There's that wonderful tree of life tattooed on her back. So I do think this is a very similar card to the Empress, whether it is speaking about nature itself, acts of nature, things that nature caused, or a connection that you might need to really make with the nature around you. But generally, when I see this card, I think of blessings, I think of abundance. Regardless of what shows up in this reading this week, this Empress is a good sign. It tells us that something good could be coming down the pipeline. Spirit could be blessing you soon. So it's a good card to start us off with. I do also say that she does have some sort of link with fertility and mother figures, things like that. But we're just going to put her off to the side. Let's get into tarot. Because I always say with that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading, it's just a footnote. But let's get you 3 cards in the upright before we get that intuitive, juicy stuff. So let's see what's going on for Gemini, my gods. Let's see if we have a little bit of an energy shift from the last couple of weeks. Let's see what we got, please. So, last week's reading, it was titled A Serious Warning. The week before that was a karmic ending. So it does seem like, yeah, there were some choppy energies, possible warnings for a lot of the Gemini collective. Hopefully things haven't been too rough for you, because I was definitely seeing that possibility in last week's reading. But you know, energy is fluid. Nothing's ever set in stone. Everybody has multiple different placements, so only take this how it hits for you, of course. Let's get these first 3 out, because we could be looking at your energy or someone you're connected to. Let's see what we got for Gemini, please. Thank you. Okay, so we have the Hanged Man in the beginning. Interesting. So we'll see if this energy picks up a head of steam as we keep pushing through. But this is a logical, it's a watcher too, like somebody who's analyzing something. We'll see how this plays out. I always find it interesting when we start off with either a very fast card or a slow mover. Okay, we have a card that could represent you right here in the center. The seriousness that I was picking up last week could still be persisting with the Queen of Swords right in the center. So we're going to have to talk about her, okay? All right, we have the Death card, a card of cycles. So it does feel like, to me, we're picking up little pieces of what we were catching the last couple of weeks, and we're really going to have to fine-tune this message and go through it. Before we do, though, I'm just going to give you the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get that intuitive, juicy stuff. So notice you have 2 major arcana in this main part of the spread. These are big, strong archetypes, possible life-changing or big themes that go on for a while. But the Hanged Man in position number 1. This is one that could represent Scorpio. Technically, both of these could represent Scorpio. At the time of this filming, we're in Scorpio season, so if you're connected to one, they're showing up heavily here. Some people even say the Hanged Man could be a Virgo. But when we see this card, we think of somebody that has stopped something, put something to a halt, is pulled back, watching, all right? There might be something you're analyzing. There could be something you're watching, looking at all the nuts and bolts, why it did this, why it did that. Another thing with the Hanged Man, this is an energy of self-sacrifice, taking one for the team, making sure others are happy at the expense of yourself. So this energy can be dicey. However, it is also an energy of stopping something. So putting the brakes on, we really want to see what's up with that. It's not really a movable energy as well. But moving to the center, we have what is a pretty intriguing card here. We have the Queen of Swords. Now, if you watch tarot, you know this is a card that could represent you. It could represent another air sign. So we're thinking Gemini, we're thinking Libra, we're thinking Aquarius. This could represent an older feminine figure as well. But when I see her, this is a no nonsense, no BS type of energy, right? So you might be feeling very strict in your ways, seeing something very logical. This is also a card of strategy. So I'm seeing planning here. With her, with the Hanged Man, there could be possible plans being made or being put into place. But I always say with the honesty and shrewdness of this card, it could be something serious, which we saw last week. So the seriousness is still hanging on. The positive of her is she knows what to do. She's very intelligent, but it could be somebody who's emotionally cut off or emotionally closed off. So we really want to clarify her. Moving to the very back end, we have the Death card. Once again, another card that represents Scorpio. So this could be speaking about a theme in the time of Scorpio, something that could be coming towards you in the time of Scorpio. Don't get nervous about this card. It doesn't literally mean physical death or anything like this. It's a figurative card of transformation, of change, of shifting. This is also a card of karmic cycles, which we're seeing the themes of the last couple of weeks pop up. So I'm interested to clarify them and see what's really going to go on here. But the Death card is powerful in and of itself, whether it's shifting, whether it's change, it's strong. So we're going to put the Death card down right here. I feel like there's a lot for us to take a look at this week, Gemini, so let's do that. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, so we're going to get a good shuffle here for you, my friends. See what's going on, see if we can get some more nitty-gritty details for you. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, all readings are about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's see what's up with that Hanged Man. And as always, if you read tarot yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why this box is here. If you're feeling any messages that you want to give to Gemini, you can drop it in the comments. I don't mind. All right, Hanged Man time. Why is the Hanged Man here for Gemini? Deck is being specific. There we go. Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, this is giving me the vibe of somebody who's waiting on the perfect opportunity to make a move or pounce here. Okay, once again, this is a very firm, very grounded energy anchoring us here in the beginning with the Hanged Man and Nine of Pentacles. This is a very abundant type of vibe. It's also the energy that's very similar to the Empress we saw in the very beginning. But the thing this is making me feel is like somebody waiting on the right time to pounce, waiting on the right time to make a move or make an action here. So maybe that's something you're doing, waiting for the perfect opportunity, waiting for something to line up just right. Like, no. When the time is right, that's when I'll say what I have to say. When the time is right, that's when I'll make my move. So just know there could be someone around you, especially with all the strategy and planning. They're waiting on the perfect time to pounce. Okay, I want to see if we pick up warnings throughout this, but that's just the vibe here. Okay, now for some of you, it could just be like, all right, I'm not doing something until I know like it's going to be good for me or make me happy. I don't want to overcomplicate this, but with the Hanged Man and the Nine of Pentacles, like this is someone who will not settle type of energy as well. So this could be somebody unwilling to settle, or it's very firm in its way. We're going to go on to the Queen of Swords. Like I said, I don't really want to overcomplicate it. So let's see why this Queen of Swords is here. Interesting. Strong feminine energy from the front to back already. So let's see what's up with her. There's the Queen of Swords here. Thank you. Judgment, yeah. Boom, there's this action, there's this move. This is a massive action, massive move, massive change here with Judgment underneath the Queen of Swords. This could be somebody literally passing down a judgment as well. So that might be a mode you're in. You might make a final choice, final decision, or pass a judgment of some kind. That could absolutely be it, especially under a card that's yours. But it's a card of action. And like I was seeing in this front end, somebody waiting on the right time, then boom, something kicks in, an action kicks in, a change. So it's like we have that build up, holding, bang, here it comes. That's like the energetic vibe I'm picking up here. Now, Judgment is transformative. It's change-based. It could also be karmic as well. So we're still getting these karmic energies. We're still getting these karmic vibes. But if there isn't somebody or something you're making a final judgment call on, whether it's like, all right, yeah, this game is over type of stuff or whatever it might be, I will just say that this is somebody making a big move right here. This is somebody taking a big action, like big or massive, like I said. So I'm going to put her down, whether you or somebody else Because remember, this energy could be going towards you. It could be coming from you. It's all very personal. So we're going to see what's up with the Death card. Then we'll do a quick recap before we get the Shadow card. Very interesting indeed. And like I said, I felt the build-up, the build-up, the build-up, then bang, it kicks in. So let's see what's up with the Death card. Why is the Death card here for Gemini? What's the Death card here? Thank you. Okay. Yeah, we have the Eight of Swords in reverse. This is good. And somebody like feeling free, finally free. Like, all right, yeah, I did the right thing. I made the right move. The Eight of Swords in reverse is an energy of a burden being lifted, somebody feeling free. And we do have independence here in the front end. For a lot of you, if you've been in a very bogged down, rough time, okay, especially mentally, this is Spirit saying like, hey, don't worry about it. This change that you're going through, this metamorphosis you're going through will be for a good reason. Okay, with the Death card and the Eight of Swords in reverse, it's very freeing. Okay, so for some of you in this time, you could have that energy like a burden lifting, something being freed here. All right, and that feels good. This is improvement. Even if it's slow and steady, even if it doesn't feel like it, just know that this is an improvement in the long run. Okay, but we have a lot going on here. We have a lot of powerful, strong energies here this week, Gemini. Let's go through and do a quick little recap before we get into the Shadow card, because we got a lot going on here. And the last few weeks, your energies have been like really standing out to me for some reason. But if you kindly look in the box before we get into the rest, we have the Hanged Man with the Nine of Pentacles, both very firm, immovable types of cards. And the intuitive vibe it was making me feel was like somebody laying in wait, waiting on the right time to pounce, waiting on the right time to make an action. Just building, 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 like building up that momentum. Moving to the center, and yeah, it could be somebody planning something as well. We have the Queen of Swords with the Judgment card. So you might literally be making a judgment. You might be the one making a change, making a big action. That could absolutely be possible here. But you might just be in that mode where you're like, all right, I'm making the choice. I'm making the decision here. Interesting. Taking the bull by the horns. And moving to the back end, another karmic energy we have here. We have the Death card with the Eight of Swords in reverse, very freeing. This could be Spirit saying the next karmic cycle, whatever change or metamorphosis you're going through, the next cycle you're transforming into, could be much less burdensome and much more optimistic, okay? It's freeing here. So please take a screenshot of that if you'd like. I'm going to get you one Shadow card. Interesting. So this one wasn't as grim as last week's reading was. This one does have little optimisms in, but we're going to see what's in the shadows for you. What's in the shadows for Gemini, please? I'm still using the Shadowland Tarot deck. This is an awesome deck for shadow work. So whether it's something that's been lingering a while, maybe it's a shadow that's just creeping around, let's see what's up. I always say this is another little footnote to the reading. I just like to end it off with this. Okay, so we do have the Two of Pentacles here, and I feel like it fits right in with the theme we've been seeing in the past few weeks of transformation, of change. Now, generally, the Two of Pentacles is seen as a card of balance, right? Could be choices, decisions, but it's a card of equilibrium, harmony. And when we see the shadow side of this, this could easily represent somebody who's being a little indecisive, right? There may have been times in the past where indecisiveness has come back to bite you for whatever reason. Somebody that doesn't make a firm move, it comes back to bite them in the end. But when I see this in the shadows, it does talk about how somebody responds in times where things aren't in harmony, when things are up in the air, when things aren't balanced or equal. Your response could be extremely important. So Spirit might be asking you to reflect on that. How do you face up against adversity, or how someone faces up against adversity could be here highlighted. So very interesting reading this week, Gemini, but we're going to put that back down right there. Don't click away just yet. I'm going to give you the details of the November subscriber surprise. If you got your name in for the October subscriber surprise, the winners will be announced the day after Halloween, November 1st. But for November, I'm giving away 2 copies of the beautiful Vice Versa Tarot once again. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, first, you must be subscribed, which I'm sure you already are. And second, let me know down in the comments, what are you most grateful for? 'Tis the season, am I right, my friends? That's all you need to do to enter. And at the end of November, I'll announce the winners of my community tab. My friends, as always, much love, and I'll see you next time.